And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. I see quite a few people here in chat. First off, I just want to say thank you to Finding for becoming a member. I appreciate that very much. Let's go ahead and give him a round of applause. Thank you, Finding. Welcome to the member side of things. Also, I see Kohagen, I see Ravi, I see Teeny, I see Sushi, I see Ogata, and I see CDs. It's good to see everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's go ahead and begin, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another One Piece chapter reaction and review. The last chapter we got showed all the forms of the five elders as they teleported in, and they're all Ethan, good to see you as well. Ginger, good to see you. All of the five elders, all of the Gorosei, they are all some sort of mythological demon from different cultures. Some are from Japan, some are based off of Chinese mythology. Other ones other one is based off of either an Arabic creature or the Mongolian death worm. And well, you got so many different. They're basically all demons. Okay, let's just sum it up to what it is. They're basically all demons. Hold on, it's a little bit bright in here. Let me bring down my face, because I'm bright, but I'm not that bright. Better. Much better. All right, we're good. But yeah, we saw the Gorosei. We saw them take on their monstrous forms, which coincidentally didn't actually say that they were devil fruits. They just said what the Gorosei were. So let's go ahead and get started with the chapter. And chapter 1111. This will be the only day that we ever get a One Piece chapter where all the digits are the same. So mark that into memory. It just happens to be the chapter we get right after my birthday. But we got a color spread here with all of the Straw Hats. And coincidentally, Jewelry Bonnie and Kuma chilling with the Straw Hat crew. Everyone, and they're chilling and they're eating fries, like a ton of fries and different foods, floating with some jellyfish. Based on a reader request, the Straw Hats strolling through the deep sea using jellyfish umbrellas by M. Hiyu. And it just shows the entire Straw Hat crew with Kuma and Bonnie. It's nice. Suddenly, I want some fries. Also, Vegapunk is there as well, and he's in a submarine, while everyone else is just casually on the jellyfish, unabided by, the deep pressure of the ocean. Also, Bonnie is like a child here. She's not in her adult form. She's in her regular child state. So, we cut to, Chapter 1111, Sun Shield. And it cuts back to when, I believe it was Jupiter, who is Jupiter is a worm. I believe, I believe it's Ethan Barrow is the horse. He's the obscure yokai death horse. It's not Warcury. Warcury is the warthog. I forget his name. Mars. He's the bird. It cuts back to when Mars tried to fly into Saria. I just had to remember all of their names. Warcury, Ethan Barron, Jupiter, Jay Garcia, and of course, Mars. But Mars, in his bird state, in his basically, I just forgot all of their names. Itsumade. No, Itsumade is the horse. Hold on. Let me remember. Gyuki, Fengchi, Itsumade, Bakotsu. I think he's the Bakotsu. He's flying in the air and he flies into the shield protecting the upper half of Egghead. And he flies into it, but it won't let him in. And he's glaring and he's flapping. And while he's flapping and looking, Jinbei notices him. And he goes, "What is that thing? Such preposterous haki!" They're all giving off immense amounts of haki. And it shows Jinbei as he's flying, "Zoro, Are you done? Let's go. And it shows Zoro, and he's huffing and puffy as he goes, Jinbei. Not yet. As we look over, and we still see Rob Lucci still standing, but he's got 3 massive gashes going across his body. Now, it's not like just spots of blood. They are big gashes that Zoro left him. And he's just standing there bleeding, but he still has those gashes on him, and he's not falling, and he's huffing and puffing. He's still standing. And then Rob Lucci roars and goes, "Ah!" And then Sanji goes, "Did you get him yet, Jinbei?" "I'll do it now. Let's go, Zoro. You won the fight." As Jinbei gets Zoro in a headlock and just goes, "Fishman karate. Sorry about this, Rob Lucci. 5,000 brick. Chop!" And he chops in the direction of Lucci. And it kicks up this massive dust cloud, this smoke screen. And as Lucci is shielding himself, it shows Lucci going back to his human state with those same 3 gashes across his body as he drops to his knees. And he's huffing and puffing as he's there, and he looks up with shock as Mars is floating above him, because Mars apparently made it inside of the dome. And he's in this bird state going, "Cypher Pole Aegis 0. Rob Lucci, where is York?" And Lucci, for the very first time, looks, well, actually not since when he was fighting Luffy with Gear 3rd, we see his eyes widen with shock. And then it shows Jinbei going, "Gotta hurry. Hey, what is that thing?" And then it shows Lucci, still bleeding, going, "York is still tied up in the command room on the 4th floor of Building A. Currently on the loose are the 2 who just escaped, Roronoa Zoro and Jinbei, First Son of the Sea. 5 other members of the Straw Hat crew and 2 Vegapunks." And then it shows Mars glaring as he's listening to Lucci give the report. "Preparing to escape from the back exit of the lab phase. There are 85 other Cypherpole agents and 4 Seraphim in the basement of the lab. Vegapunk's message resumes in 6 minutes. Well done. No further questions." And then it shows Mars flying off as Hattori, flies over to Lucci. And then Lucci goes, "Wait, my partner is still gravely wounded in the command room." And he's referring to Kaku. "Please spare his life." Whoa! Lucci actually concerned for someone else? He must value Kaku very highly for him to be all like, "Please spare his life." And then it cuts to Mars going, "That may not be possible. One does not attempt to step on insects. It simply happens." Wow, so I hope Lucci realizes that the Gorosei do not look at anyone beneath them as normal human beings, not even CP0. You did a good job, but I don't care about your partner's life. Even though Lucci is pleading for it. Please spare his life. When have we ever seen Lucci say please? At all? And Mars just flies off. Then it cuts to Luffy, who's chilling with Dory and Broggy. "I can't believe it's been 2 years. Good to see you giants again." "And you, Straw Hat. I almost didn't recognize ya." "Ga-ba-ba-ba! How do you know the form of the god spoken in Elbaf?" I told you guys. This, they revere the sun, and it's linked to Nika, therefore they revere Nika! Woo! I'm gonna stop screaming. I can't promise that. I lied. I can't promise that. "Ga-ba-ba-ba-ba! How do you know the form of that god spoken in Elbaf?" "Huh? Your outfit. It pleases us greatly. Ga-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba!" I don't know what you mean, but we can talk later. And then it cuts to Warcury in his Warthog form going, "Giants!" "A bad combination," goes Saturn as they're both looking at Dory and Broggy. Because remember, Dorian Broggy sliced off the head of Jew Peter when he tried to eat Luffy. Look at those colossal beasts. They look like they came from Elbaf's forests. But we don't want to fight them, guys. We need to run away. We're already aware. We saw Sanji earlier. He said if you see Luffy, tell him to run around the back of the island. I'm counting on you, Dorian Broggy. You bet. Let's meet up later. And then it cuts to where everyone is. We saw the story in the newspaper. So the current location on one side of Egghead, where only Luffy, Dorian Broggy are, is there. Then we have Nami and Usopp who are still in the Labo phase, trying to get down. We saw the story in the newspaper and came to help you escape. And then we have Sanji and Vegapunk, who's making his way to the ship. We have Bonnie and Frankie, who are also making their way to the giant ship that's on the other side of Egghead. Everyone's trying to make their way there right now. It said you were surrounded by the Navy. And then it shows Dory blowing into a horn. And the horn is loud. The horn is loud, and it reverberates throughout the entire island. And then the giants are listening and going, huh? That's the captains! They found Straw Hat! Back to the ship! Prepare to withdraw! And the other giants on the ship are going, all we have to do is take them and leave. Don't bother attacking the battleships. They don't have any treasure. No doubt about it. Yeah! And then the giants are going like, ugh! And then the Marines are going, dang it! And then it cuts to Warcury in his Warthog form going, an escape signal? We can't have that. I'll sound a warning of my own then. Huh? A warning not to escape! And then Luffy looks over as Warcury lets out this monstrous roar that almost looks like it has like, I wouldn't say Conqueror's Haki lightning. I instinctively wanted to say that, but it looks like lightning is coming out of this roar, and both Dory and Broggy are bracing themselves, and the roar is even louder than the horn that Dory just blew. And it shows Luffy in the air as he's getting blasted by this, and his straw hat got hit off of him. It looks, well, you know, Luffy's being massively cartoony right now, so the cuffs of his pants have flown off, his sandals have flown off, his eyeballs have flown out of his head, his straw hat is, you know, extending far behind him because that's how forceful the roar is. And here's the thing, Broggy is, well, no, Dory, not Broggy was the one who's talking beforehand, but Broggy is the one who sees this, and he's going, what? Because he's never seen the cartoony effect of Gear 5. And the roar is felt throughout the entire island, and the whole island seems to be pulsing and shaking as everyone is screaming from this roar. And the island is pulsating again! And then we see people starting to get knocked out. This is Conquerors. Warcury has Conquerors. People are, because they're getting knocked out. They're foaming at the mouth. That's a sign that you're getting affected by Conquerors, by people who have weaker wills. So this roar is akin to Big Mom's scream from Whole Cake Island when you think about it, because people are just being knocked out by this. So this is a Conqueror's Haki roar, but people are getting knocked out. Hey, are you all right, Straw Hat? Got enough parts there. What a funny body you got. Gah. And then it cuts to Luffy, where all of his body parts go right back to his body again. That was a close one. There's so much coming on. A color of the Supreme King roar? Who is that guy? Some bossy guy in the world government. So it is. So this just confirms that a member of the Gorosei has Conquerors. This just straight up confirms that a member of the Gorosei has Conquerors. Warcury has Conquerors. Do the rest of them do? But as they're saying, some bossy guy in the world government. And it shows Warcury as he launches overhead. And he starts flipping. Whoa! go! Brody, ready! Svalin Sunshield! And both Dory and Bragi put up their shield as Warcury comes down, and his tusks have, oddly enough, taken on the form of actual blades. They're not tusks anymore. They are shaped into blades, like actual blades, but Dory and Bragi block him. We have much to settle with your kind. Do you even know who that is? Of course we do. What do they got against the giants? What do you mean we have much to settle with your kind? What did the Gorosei have against the giants? We have much to settle with your kind. Do you even know who that is? Of course we do. Ga ba 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 ba. Ga 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 ga. And both Dory and Bragi both say, he's a friend. Skilljaw split. And then they take their shield and they just uppercut Warcury and knock him backwards, right on his back. And then it cuts to Jay Garcia, who's still in his Gyuki form, going, and he must be crushed before you call him something else. Wow, they don't want the information of Luffy to get out there. They don't want them to say the name Nika. And he must be crushed before you call him something else. Eradicated from the historical record. And he starts spitting poison globs at Dorian Bragi, with Luffy going, watch out! That's gonna be poison! And then it cuts to Luffy, who instantaneously grabs onto a tree and he starts gnawing on it like a beaver, and he turned it into a bat. Where did he get the paint? It's a black bat. He painted it black. Where did he get the paint to color this instant bat? Where did he get the paint? And he just laughs. And not only that, but he also made like a baseball cap for himself. Like a baseball helmet for itself that says 56. What is the significance of 56? Someone will probably know. But he batters up and he knocks back all of the poison globs back at Jay Garcia and company. And Luffy's laughing, going, how do you like a taste of your own poison? And as it's getting closer to Saturn and Warcury, those globs explode, and they have nuclear-sized mushroom clouds. All of them just go up. What? They exploded? I thought they were poison. Jay Garcia can shoot out globs that explode, and they have mushroom cloud explosions. And then it cuts to Dory and Bragi. And the Dryan's behind him. Captains, the flames are gonna block off the forest! Let's get moving. You blew to bits! Ga ba 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 ba! Let's hurry. This won't matter. They're immortal! Luffy's the first one to say it. Because it shows the body of Jupiter, it shows the bodies of Saturn and Warcury. As the flames are up and going, they're just standing in it. They're all in shadow. But you see the contours and like markings on their face. Specifically, Jupiter has that X-shaped mark across his face. And they're all just in the fire. Luffy knows they can't be killed. He's the first person to say it. Then it cuts to Dory and Bragi. Keep running. How long? How can they be immortal? I don't know, but they keep coming back no matter what you do. I've never heard of any such power or race. Best to run then. Ga ba 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 ba. Then it cuts to Nami, who's going, Jinbei, Zoro, hurry up. We're on our way. I think it's faster just to run. And then it cuts to Bonnie, who sees everyone else. Who sees like a whole bunch of people in front of the giant ship. Look, in front of the ship. You're not getting on that boat, Jory Bonnie. As it cuts to many other vice admirals who have been, trying to go up against the Straw Hat and everybody else. They're in front of the giant ship, intent on making sure that Bonnie does not leave alive. And it cuts to Sanji, who's holding Vegapunk. And he's running. Then it cuts to Mars, who's there, and he's found York. Where's the room on the monitor?
Monster! He talked! Who are you? Go away!
because Mars is desperately trying to find the room where the message is being broadcast. Then we cut back to the ship where Kizaru is. Kizaru, show us your wounds. Let us help you. Am I wounded? Yes, wounded. Then we should act fast. Just let me rest. Urgent report. Something far larger than even the giants has appeared on the island. Reporting from the northwest coast of Egghead. It's unaffected by the flames. The gargantuan creature is standing in the flames and groaning about something. Sorry, Joy Boy. The giant robot is speaking and it's saying, sorry, Joy Boy. To be continued. Another thing related and linked to Joy Boy. Sorry, Joy Boy! And this is the chapter we're getting before we go on a 3-week break. The giant robot is up. It's moving, and its first words that it says are, sorry, Joy Boy. To be continued. Lord Jesus! Okay. 17 people watching? Hello, everybody. Let me see what you guys have said. All right, okay, let's see. One Piece Forever. I thought I'd come here because someone leaked it from Japan and might as well be here for this stream. Yeah, we ain't getting a chapter 2222. No, we're not. I honestly feel like we are not, One Piece is not going to go for 2,000 chapters. Oh, happy late birthday. Thank you, Ethan. Happy birthday, Q. Thank you, Cohagen. Mars is the bird. Rob Gucci. Jinbei is like, get over here, boy. Hey, Ozzy. Yo, what's good? Yeah. By the way, greetings, fellow peoples, and happy belated birthday, Q. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you. It was a wonderful birthday. I'm grateful to be alive. I knew it. Lucci gonna turn good. I told you, Kyushu. I wouldn't say that he's turning good. He's just concerned about his partner, that doesn't mean he's good, though. That does not mean that Rob Lucci is good. He's just surprisingly concerned about someone other than himself. You was for sure, Lucci is heartless. He's a character that would turn good. No, I'm still bona fide with that mentality that Lucci is still a cold-hearted murderer. You can be concerned about someone else other than yourself and still have absolutely no problems murdering people. Don't mean you good. It just means you can be concerned and evil at the same time. Happy belated birthday, Kyushu. Thank you, the Blue Arc. I knew it, but I see you'll be like a Vegeta in Dragon Ball that sacrificed himself for the team. I bet you that's gonna happen. Nah, Lucci's not that type of person. Luffy tunes. Yeah, even the scar on Luffy's chest got blown away from the Conqueror's Haki roar from Warcury. That's still something. Looks like color of Conquerors to me. Yeah, that's what it is. Luffy's good. He has the power of Toon World. He does. Looney Tune power for the win. Of course they have Conquerors because they are Conquerors. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that the Gorosei would have a member that has Conquerors, if not all of them. And now it just brings me back to when Jay Garcia first entered into Egghead. Someone called me out saying, like, you One Piece diehard fans really think that every bit of lightning that comes out is Conqueror's Haki. Well, now we got to go back to when Jay Garcia first entered into the scene in his demon form, and everyone could feel it. Those who could sense Haki could feel it. So now it just makes you wonder, was that truly indeed Conqueror's Haki being emitted from the summoning circle that Jay Garcia came out of? Because if Warcury has Conquerors, what's to stop Jay Garcia from having Conquerors when he was first introduced onto the scene? So now that person who said that can eat their words. Ha! No, where did he get that hat? Something tells me if the world find out about Nika, Hellfire, and Brimstone will turn loose. 56 sounds like go moo, like okay, go and then move. So go moo. Okay, interesting. Let me see. Black Bat Luffy, these Vice Admirals, Gulu 56, the power of transformation, creativity, progression, determination, and resilience in life. That sounds exactly like Nika. If these Vice Admirals think they're getting their hands on Bonnie, then they are sadly mistaken. The Straw Hats will protect her with their lives. Not only that, but they really think that they can... Here's the thing, though. None of these Vice Admirals are on the level of Whitebeard. Whitebeard's the only person I've seen to be able to contend with a giant by themselves. And that was Whitebeard when he was old. If these Vice Admirals couldn't handle Whitebeard, what makes them think they're going to be able to handle giants? It's not... Even more so, giants who are battle-hardened, who literally live to fight. These Vice Admirals may think they big and they may think they strong, but they have no idea. These warriors of Elbaf, these are what you call people who come from Elbaf. Giants or warriors, or both. But you ain't got no meek one among them. If these Vice Admirals think they're just gonna roll up and stop Bonnie, along with everyone else from getting on the ship, y'all probably strong, but y'all ain't that strong. Perfect timing. Family's calling in. Let me see if they gonna grab me some food real quick. My family's always looking out for me. If these Vice Admirals think that they're going to be able to get to Bonnie, and that's going to be allowed to happen, because let's just have a reminder here. All the Vice Admirals are trying to kill Bonnie because she holds the absolute authority over every pacifista known to man. So if they get rid of her, then the Gorosei will resume control of the pacifistas and thus be able to use them against the Straw Hats. But if they think they're going to be able to get Bonnie, then they are dumber than they look, including Vice Admiral Red King, who I've always called Vice Admiral Quadruple Chin. Let's see here. If these guys, I had to watch an episode of Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner after this chapter. Next milestone, chapter 1234. I would love if chapter 2222 comes out. I don't know. Thank you, Oda, for this cliffhanger. Now enjoy your 3-week break. We'll be waiting. I want my One Piece. The withdrawal has begun. Well, at least you'll be able to be preoccupied with a little bit of One Piece this week, because the Roger, Rayleigh, and Garp pack released this week on Thursday. Hope you got a drink for that death biscuit. I am not getting Popeyes. I ain't getting Popeyes. Ain't nobody trying to eat them death biscuits. Look, you take one bite out of a Popeyes biscuit, your body will drain of water before you can even grab your own drink. One bite of Popeyes biscuit. You are just asking for your mouth to be dry forever. I don't know what it is about Popeye's biscuit. The butter be tasting good on them. It's just that when you try to eat it, it's like, okay, so my tongue is not supposed to be dry right now. But that's Popeyes. I'm not getting that. I'm getting Zaxby's. They're getting me my usual Zaxby's double chicken finger and a double fry plate with a sweet tea. They know my usual. I like eat Zaxby's. Good to me. I don't know about anyone else. But let's just go over this whole chapter. So Warcury is trying to find York in the hopes of trying to find out where the room is that the message is being broadcast from. Because that's what Mars. I said Warcury, Warcury is on the bottom. But Mars is the bird flying, the Itsumade. Bakotsu is the horse. Itsumade is the bird. I got those mixed up. It's just now coming to me. Hold on. Let's just do this all over again, okay? Let's just see their different forms. Okay, Mars. Yes, he's the Itsumade. I got it mixed up with Bakotsu. Bakotsu is the horse, but he's the Itsumade. and he's trying to find out the room where the message is being broadcast from. More like Jawbreaker biscuits. Once they get cold, they become hard as rocks. Look, you can use them as hockey pucks as soon as you let an hour pass. You can forget putting water on them and reheating them. Them jokers get hard. You could throw it at a wall and the wall will chip. Those are Popeye's biscuits. Love that chicken from Popeyes. You realize there's a reason why no one says love them biscuits from Popeyes. No one says that. No one says that because them jokers is them death bricks. But let's get back on topic here. So, let me go over I wonder, do they have the summary? Because I would love to read it out. Yes, I love long summaries. After this, we got Jujutsu, and then that's all for the reactions today because my hero is on break. So, long summary. Mars breaks through the Frontier Dome and spots Jinbei from afar, who is horrified by the power of Mars' haki. All of the 5 elders are outputting haki constantly while in this state. They're just outputting it. Jinbei flies towards Zoro, demanding they leave now that the fight is over, but Zoro tells him that Lucci is still standing despite his injuries, unwilling to lose consciousness. Sanji asks Jinbei if he has Zoro in tow now, and Jinbei immediately grabs Zoro by a headlock, telling him he has already won. He then used Gosenmai Gawara Shuto to create a dust cloud in front of Lucci, allowing both of them to flee. Lucci transforms back into his human form and falls to his knees as Mars approaches him, asking for where York is being kept. Though shocked by the presence of one of the 5 elders, Lucci tells Mars that York is still tied up in the control room on the 4th floor of Building A. He reports that Jinbei and Zoro were the ones who just fled the area, and there are 5 other members of the Straw Hat Pirates on the Labo phase, in addition 2 of Dr. Vegapunk's satellites. He also informs Mars that they plan to escape from the back entrance of the Labo phase and that there are 85 Cypherpole agents still being held captive in the basement along with the 4 Seraphim. Finally, Lucci tells Mars that there are only 6 minutes left until Dr. Vegapunk's broadcast begins. Mars thanks Lucci for the information, but just as he starts heading for the lab, Lucci tells Mars that Kaku is still in the control room recovering and desperately asking him to spare him. Mars, however, tells him it may not be possible because he can't single out a single insect when annihilating tons of them. So that just sets into mind just the mindset of all of the Gorosei. It's not just Saturn who thinks this way. It's every single member of the Gorosei. If Saturn thinks this way, so does Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, and Ethan Baron. Every single one of them. Down on the Fabrio phase, Luffy reminisces how long it has been since he has last seen the co-captains of the giant warrior pirates. The 2 giants tell Luffy they hardly recognized him, and that in Elbaf there are tales told about Nika told in legend. So they were curious as to how Luffy learned about him to dress like him. Luffy, once again, however, doesn't understand what they're talking about, but decides it can wait. I feel we're going to get a ton of information about Nika when we're with the giants on their ship. Since this just the way it was steeped in Buccaneer history, it is also steeped in giant history as well. So while we're on the ship with the giants, I would not be surprised if we find out more about Nika, the legend of Nika, and why Nika's presence is so significant. Mercury and Saturn are surprised by the giants' arrival as Luffy tells the 2 of them they need to escape, not fight. So this is another situation where Luffy says it's time to go. The last time he willingly said, yeah, we need to run from here and not be told by anyone else was the last time in Sabaodi's but this time they're not fighting because they're weak. They're fighting because it is better for them to get away because this is not a win situation where everyone can just take down all of the Gorosei right now. Mercury and Saturn are surprised by the giants' arrival as Luffy tells the 2 of them that they need to escape, not fight. Dory tells Luffy that he is aware of their goal because Sanji told the 2 of them to rendezvous with him on the other end of the island. They also tell Luffy that they came to save him when they saw they were surrounded in the news. Dory pulls out a horn and sounds a call, alerting the giants that their captains have found Luffy, which meant it was time to pull out. Mercury refuses to allow this and unleashes a roar of Conqueror's haki, which is so powerful it completely strips off Luffy's eyes, hat, shoes, cuffs, and even his scar. This is probably even more powerful than Big Mom's haki scream from all the way back in Whole Cake Island. Because if it's able to do this, If it's able to not only shake the entire island with this roar, this might be the most powerful instance of Conqueror's Haki affecting an entire area that we've seen from a singular person. The last time we saw Conqueror's Haki being used where it was devastating the landscape was, and not when it's clashing with someone else, it's just a burst of Conqueror's Haki and it's being felt throughout the entire island, was, well, actually, the closest we can get was Shanks when his Haki was destroying Whitebeard's ship when he was coming to talk to him. This is an instant where Conqueror's Haki is being used on a island-sized scale, and it's adversely affecting the island itself. The Giants try supporting Luffy as Warcury's Haki is felt all over the island and the Marines out at sea, with some of them fainting from the intensity. Like I said, Conqueror's Haki. Luffy recollects himself as he tells the Giants who they are dealing with. Just then, Warcury jumps high into the air and tries to attack them with two of his tusks turning into blades. So that's an interesting aspect right there. I immediately got reminded of Mr. One and his Dice fruit with how he's able to turn parts of his body into blades. I don't know the similarities here, but it's interesting that he's able to turn his tusk into actual blades. Dory and Bragi use their shields to block Warcury's attack, a move they call Svalin Sun Shield. Svalinn. Warcury asks why the two giants are helping Luffy and if they're even aware of who he is. But they simply say he is their friend and repel Warcury using Skila Split. Saturn tells the two that if they choose to side with Luffy, then they will be erased from history alongside him as he fires venom volleys at them. Luffy grabs a tree out of the ground and chips away at it with using his teeth, cartoon style, turning it into a baseball bat. He then paints it, labeling the number 56 on it in addition. Puts on a baseball helmet, also labeled 56, and knocks the venom volleys back at the two elders, which to his surprise creates an explosion. Dory is told by one of his subordinates that the flames will block off the forest, meaning they can go now. Luffy, however, tells the two that Saturn, Warcury, and Jupiter can't die, and sure enough, the three start regenerating from their injuries. Still, the three start running away. Dory wondering if the three are immortal or something, and Bragi adding that he has never heard of an ability or a type of race that allows that kind of power. So it really shows you that regeneration as a whole is a broken power. If the Giants have never seen the like of it before, that's how busted it is. And it's also how rare it is. Regardless, they consider this a victory for them despite running. Nami contacts Jinbei and Zoro and demands they hurry, and Jinbei decides it will be faster to run normally, because the Dom shoes are just not doing it as far as speed is concerned, so he's just running. Bonnie's group, on the other hand, do reach the ship, but are confronted by Vice Admirals Red King, Guillotine, and Pomsky. Mars breaks into the control room and asks York where the room displayed on the monitor is, but York doesn't recognize him and demands to be left alone. As for Kizaru, the Marines surrounding him try to treat him, but despite saying his wounds run deep, he asks to be left alone and rest. I feel like this is affecting Kizaru far more than just it simply being, actual physical damage. He's hurt emotionally. Do you guys think all 5 of the Gorosei will have conquerors? I wouldn't be, I gotta agree with Ozzy. It'd be crazy if all of them didn't. Because we now have confirmation that a member of the Gorosei can use conquerors. Now, it goes back to how I feel about Jay Garcia having conquerors due to his introduction. And it was just Haki felt across the entire island. This is yet another instance where another member of the Gorosei is using Haki and it's felt across the entire island. Not only that, but it's when all of the Gorosei showed up and an immense pressure of Haki was felt across the entire island. So I'd be surprised if all of them did not have it. But it wouldn't shock me if they all did. Okay, let me see here. Ozzy in and out is 761 farm. Oh, okay. Exactly what a burger is everything. The MVPs this chapter have to be Mars, Warcury, Rob Lucci, and Luffy. Yeah, all of them. Now let me finish the rest. The Marines, however, as for Kizaru, the Marines surrounding him try to treat him, but despite saying his wounds run deep, he asks to be left alone and rest. Yeah, that means that the wounds that are affecting him right now are not of the physical variety, but are of the emotional and psychological variety. The Marines, however, then take note of what happens to be something larger than a giant appearing on the northwest shore, with the flames not even stopping it. It turns out to be the Iron Giant, who mutters an apology to Joy Boy. So first, we had Zunisha saying that, I sense him coming. I sense Joy Boy. And now we have the Iron Giant, who is also affiliated with Joy Boy, saying, I'm sorry. Sorry, Joy Boy. What great crimes were committed for these things? Both Zunisha and the Iron Giant to be apologizing for Joy Boy and looking forward to his coming. So let's go through the chapter notes real quick. I'll say my piece, and then we'll move on to Jujutsu Kaisen. Chapter notes. Marcus Mars breaks through the Frontier Dome. He literally just forced his way through while regenerating at the same time. Lucci remains standing from his battle with Zoro. Jinbei creates a dust cloud to distract Lucci and drags Zoro by force to the Thousand Sunny. Lucci reports to Mars about York's whereabouts as well as other relevant information. There are 6 minutes left until Vegapunk's broadcast starts. Lucci requests from Mars to spare Kaku's life, if possible. Mars doesn't care. Mars finds York and asks her the location of the broadcast room. Wouldn't it be a shock if York is all like, what broadcast room? We don't have a broadcast room. And then it turns out, like one of you said, I don't know who it was, but someone said, like, what if the switcheroo was the broadcast room is not even on Egghead, it's all the way in Punk Hazard. I'm pretty sure Mars is fast, but he's not get from Egghead all the way to Punk Hazard in 6 minutes fast. I'm just saying. So if I can't remember who it was. If it's you, speak now or forever hold your peace, because I want to acknowledge you. But if it turns out that the broadcast room isn't even on Egghead, or it's someplace where the Gorosei can't stop it whatsoever, I'm going to be screaming. Luffy teams up with Dorian Broggy against Jay Garcia Saturn and top man Warcury. Warcury has Conqueror's Haki. Having accomplished their mission to find Luffy, Dory signals the giant warrior pirates to retreat. Luffy claims that the Five Elders are somehow immortal, and if this is coming from Luffy, who's experienced and seen all sorts of different things, if Luffy's saying, like, these people won't die, they're immortal, then you need to take that to heart, because Luffy is, you never would think that Luffy would be the one to scream out, they can't die, they're immortal, we gotta run. You wouldn't think that. Vice Admirals Red King, Guillotine, and Pomsky are stationed near the giant warrior's pirate ship, awaiting for Bonnie. And then lastly, the Iron Giant stands up, and the Iron Giant is familiar with Joy Boy. Now we are going on a three-week break. We speak in Houston language. I get you. Can't wait to see the expression on the Gorosei's face when they see the Iron Giant. They must have betrayed him, knowing they was wrong, whatever they did to him, and maybe deeply regretted it. I don't know. We don't know the reasons. But the fact that we're getting yet another individual. It was Ozzy. You're the one who said, like, what if the message was being broadcast from Punk Hazard? Dude, if you're right, I'm going to sing your praises when we get out of this break. But we are going on a 3-week break, everybody. So no final chapter of One Piece on the last day of this month, which will be the 31st on Sunday. So we're probably going to be somewhere near the middle of April when we actually get these chapters back. I'm okay with us going on break. Let me tell you why. Because the mangakas we look to so much for the chapters that we get, they need their rest. They really do. I know we sometimes expect a chapter every single week or maybe a break and then get right back on it again. We really do need to think about the health of these people whose stories we are waiting on hand and foot for. I just want Oda to get rest, or what amounts to rest for Oda. Whatever amounts to rest, actual rest for Oda, I want him to get it, because I just want him to take his time, pace himself. Don't put his health at risk just because he wants to get these chapters out. I say this all the time, but it's very important for people to get the rest that they actually need. But as far as this chapter goes, what a cliffhanger. If I remember correctly, we had a cliffhanger chapter when Zunisha was saying, like, I sense him, he's coming, Joy Boy. And that's when the chapter ends. And that's when Luffy is going into Gear 5 Awakening as Nika for the first time during the events of Wano. That's the last time we had like a major cliffhanger off of that. And now we got a major cliffhanger with another thing. I can't just call it like another creature because it's just a giant robot. Another thing that is proclaiming to be affiliated with Joy Boy just by saying his name. The moment you say the name Joy Boy, then that must, especially if you're not of the people of the current era, then that must mean something major for these individuals. That goes without saying. But overall, we see the Gorosei are doing their best to try and stop this message. Also, don't think I overlooked what Warcury said, saying like, we still have a vendetta against your kind. What's the vendetta that the Giants have? What is the vendetta that the Gorosei have against the Giants? Is it because they worship Nika? You know, this individual that they're trying their best not to have the name spread out about? Because they're literally saying like, well, let's hope they don't say the name of who he truly is. Literally just mentioning the name Nika is something that just scares the Gorosei right now. The pendulum just continues to swing. I hope he gets them 8 hours of shut-eye. I hope so as well. Oda needs his rest, plus he's still probably mourning the loss of Toriyama-sensei. I would not be surprised. I'm pretty sure even though it's been like a week since we've learned the news, it's still, or over a week, over maybe 2 weeks, it's still news that may take some, I wouldn't even say take some getting used to, but it's still news that I'm pretty sure is still affecting many people right now. But overall, good chapter. Very good chapter. What a cliffhanger to be left out on. So, all I can say is this was a good chapter. I'm looking forward to the next one, but we got a break. But if you want some more One Piece goodness, I got my One Piece stream that'll be happening on Thursday where we get for Pirate Warriors 4, where we get a playable Roger, a playable Rayleigh, and a playable Garp. I've seen their gameplay from the recent stream from Japan, and they look sick. I can't wait to get my hands on it so I can show them how to play these characters right. Plus, they got some other stuff coming with the DLC as well, so I'm really looking forward to playing as these characters. That'll be on Thursday. Got other things happening on Friday, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So, if you're looking for like a One Piece fix, I'll be happy to provide that for you this week and next week on Sunday, which is perfect because I'll be able to do my reflections on Sunday. I'll do that after the chapters. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I need to check and see if it's my family downstairs who's got food. If they have food, I'm going to eat that first, then JJK. But if it's not them, then I'm going to wait until... Then I'll probably wait until my family gets here so I can eat, and then I'll do Jujutsu Kaisen afterwards. So that way I'm not keeping you guys waiting. But overall, every person, whether you're new here for the very first time, or you've been here for a hot minute and you're just chilling as always, thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. Applause to you once again. And I'll be sure to add your name to the members list for my outro. I'll be sure to update it. So I just want to say thank you for becoming a member. I really do appreciate it. But everyone, time to take a break from One Piece for 3 weeks. So I'll see you guys on the 21st of April for more One Piece. Manga-wise. But yeah, you guys know what I mean. I'm rambling at this point. All I can say to you is, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, even subscribe, if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.